Hey everybody, it's Jeff here once again with our Community Works program, and I am here with one of my very good friends, Rabbi Marie Betcher, and she is going to talk to us a little bit today about an organization that is just an absolute passion for her. Being a musician and a singer, this is just something that she loves, and talking a little bit about the organization. You know, as always, we do this because we feel like we need to be part of the community. We need to highlight organizations that are doing wonderful things in our community, and sometimes really people don't know that they do this and that this is out there. Once again, right down below us is our subscription button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these things. So Rabbi, tell me about Swan Song.
So Swan Songs, to give you just an overall short description, it's an organization that was developed to fulfill musical last wishes for someone who's dying. Give you an example. I did a Swan Songs concert for a gentleman. We get the phone call, a concert is booked, the appropriate musician, and the gentleman liked opera. So I sang and played opera. He had never, for 20 years, listened to any of his operatic recordings. He lived another 2 weeks. And he asked his wife to play him all of his operatic recordings. And he told her all about the operas and was very animated. You know, it really hits people in their hearts. If they're a music lover, and so many people are, for them at that moment, and sometimes if they're very still, you know, and they can't even move, your hearing is the last thing to go. Christine Albert is the musician extraordinaire, loved by so many. She's the founder and CEO of Swan Songs. It's swansongs.org, the website. And Christine has always been a loving soul, as everybody who knows her. She sang in nursing homes and always touches people's hearts. As far back as '92, she was doing it, and one day someone said, you know, could you come and sing My Husband is Passing? She sang for a gentleman named John Swan. He passed. And then she kept doing it, and she was so motivated and saw how much it touched people. 2005, she started Swan Songs as a 501c3, a whole organization. So now, because of what she did, we have a lot of community resources that we suggest and work with, hospices, Alzheimer's. What people would do, if someone is, say someone is seriously ill, terminally ill, or in hospice, they would go to the website and request a concert. So either the caregiver can request it, a hospice worker, a doctor, anybody, or the family. And the biggest thing that I want everybody to remember, a Swan Songs concert is totally free, absolutely no cost to the family, to the recipient. That's what we do for fundraising, so that's free. We do pay our musicians. That's the other goal of Swan Songs, is to honor and treat our musicians with respect, to give them, you know, a salary. I wanted to tell you, by the way, this year I think we're going to come back into 250 Swan Songs concerts that are performed. We have other requests. Sometimes they're canceled. Sometimes the recipient will pass. The concert request comes in too late. So the more that this is out there, people know we're out there. They don't hear about us at the last minute, that they know.
They can plan ahead.
So to give you an idea of just some of the requests, right? Past concerts have included 40s swing, folk, old-timey country, contemporary country, bluegrass, Christmas songs, classical bassoon, classical piano, harp, Texas blues and rock, Irish songs, bagpipes, choral, big band, Spanish songs, classical guitar, opera, Broadway musicals, German hymns, Lithuanian songs, French, gospel. And Christine Albert and now our staff at her office are amazing, because we are able to always fulfill these requests. I mean, that's a real blessing.
I mean, just sourcing some of that, it's going to be crazy.
You know, it's amazing to be able to find the kind of requests that and always, and of different musicians. Ray Benson, Asleep at the Wheel. Jimmy LaFave of Blessed Memory. of course, Christine Albert and her husband, Chris Gage, who are world-class performers. It's amazing to me. Last night we had what you were invited to, Swan Dive. And we're going to be doing more of these where we have smaller groups in people's homes, and we invite couples and friends to learn about swan songs. And we have different performers representing the different genre of music. Last night we had Georgia Ensley, who's just wonderful, country western, just wonderful. And Christine and Chris, we forced them to perform for us. At the end, Joe Morales, a singer extraordinary, saxophonist and guitarist. He performed. I did some opera, and William Parker, we sang duets, did some opera. And Lisa Clark, American Songbook. And then Christine talked about Swan Songs, what we offer. The other wonderful thing about Swan Songs, we have a big fundraiser once a year. It's called the Serenade.
Okay.
This year, it's going to be again at Riverbend, their Theater for the Arts, in their big hall that they have there, not the Sanctuary. This year, we have Kevin Russell and Shiny Ribs. If you don't know him, look him up on YouTube. He's fabulous. But we have had in the past Jimmy Dale Gilmore, Jerry Jeff Walker, Ray Benson from Asleep at the Wheel, last year Ruthie Foster, Eliza Gilkinson, Delbert McClinton, the Bellamy Brothers. So we have a live auction, silent auction. That's our fundraiser.
Sure.
And if people don't have money, they want to be involved with Swan Songs. There are so many ways that we need you. We need volunteering. So at our offices, there are lots of things that volunteers do for us, administratively, things, mailings, filings, data entry, etc.
Okay.
We have concert liaisons, and they are sorely needed. They are trained, and at each Swan Song concert, there is someone other than the performer. Say, like if I'm called to do something, there's a liaison there. Gets there, make sure the family settled, that everything is comfortable.
So all you have to do is focus on just
they have them sign, releases and all these kinds of things.
Okay.
The liaisons are so important for us. They facilitate everything that goes on there. They write reports about what happened at the concert. We have a code of confidentiality that everybody signs. Our musicians, they're all professional. There's on the website, there's a page for musicians to sign up. And we love musicians everywhere, but our musicians are professional. Sure. And they can sign up, they're vetted, and then whenever we would need that genre, whatever you perform, you're called up.
Now, are they just here in Central Texas, or are they all over the country? Or?
Eventually, we're going to be all over the country. That's the goal, I'm sure. Right now, it's basically Central Texas. Okay. And you can look on our website for all of those things, for guidelines for requesting a concert, sponsorship, our events, who are our staff. I'm on the board. I'm blessed and honored to be my third year on the board. Cindy Lind is our president. She is just the Energizer Bunny. She's just wonderful. We are very blessed to have the people that work. And they all work so hard, as do so many, even you with C-Werx, and everybody is trying to give back to the community. So this is a niche. When you find those in our community, in their last days, and if they're music lovers or they loved something, certain performer, Bob Schneider has performed for us. So, we really are blessed. We also have a wonderful thing called Cindy Lind also. This was her brainchild. Remember and Reflect. Okay. So that once a year we have, it's sort of not a concert, but it's done, the last 2 years we've been so blessed, Pastor Sid Hall at his church, Trinity Church downtown, where we, if you've honored somebody with a donation, or if you've ever had a Swan Songs concert performed for your loved one, we remember all of those people. We have a wall of remembrance with their pictures. And then there's a beautiful, it's a celebration of life ceremony with song, poetry, reading. It's really beautiful. Yeah. So it's one more time for the families to get together. That's really wonderful. Wonderful. It's just a cool organization. It is. So really I'm glad you're involved in that. And a wonderful couple, some dear old friends of ours. Forrest Priest and Linda Ball, who are very well known and well connected in the community and are involved in so many things. They invited me several years ago. Delbert McClinton was at the Serenade, And I sat at the table. That's the first I had heard of Swan Songs.
Yeah.
From then on, I was hooked.
Yeah.
You know,
That was it.
Once you get there and you see what they do, we have videos on the swansong.org website, so you can actually see and hear more about
Sure.
this. There was a YouTube video of, and I didn't even know who she was, Florence and the Machine,
Okay.
performing, I believe, at Christopher House for a young girl who was dying. And it went viral. It's saying, oh my God, she's performing. And I went, that's what we do. This is what we do. So are those kinds of videos, we have a few of them on our website. But because of our confidentiality, we never blast those things, even pictures. We do not.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So how does people reach Swan Song? What's the best way?
The best way would be to go to, we have a Facebook page, but to go to the website, www.swansongs, SWANSONGS.org. And on there, there's contact information, different website addresses and things that anybody would need. Whether you want to volunteer, be a musician, request a concert, look at different community resources, learn more about the history of Swan Songs. We do Amplify Austin each year, and that's a very successful thing, as with a lot of nonprofits.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing this with us. This is what we try and do in the community, is find these wonderful organizations. And before Marie said anything about it, I didn't even know about the organization. And it's just absolutely amazing. So
thank you so much for allowing us to come.
You're very welcome.
Speak.
Yeah, this is the least that we can do in that part. So
thank you.
So thanks a lot, folks. If this is your passion, as I've said with all these organizations we highlight, if music is your passion and you want to give back or be involved, this is a wonderful organization to do it with, and amazing people involved in it. So you need to get involved.
And please remember, if you have a loved one or know someone who's ill, or pass this information on to your churches, to your communities, to all of your friends. And you can always request from Swan Songs for one of us, or Karen McElhatton, who goes into our community, to come and speak to your churches, to your businesses about Swan Songs.
Yes, and it's a wonderful free resource that you have. So thanks a lot. You folks have a wonderful week, and be back here next week for another show. We'll see you later.